Welcome back to the South Florida Food Chat. I'm Randy Kassewitz, and we're joined today by the owner, proprietor of Berries in the Grove, Robert Snider. And Robert, you bought that place in 2000?
Yeah, 24
That is a long
years
run.
ago.
24 years in
Yeah.
one place. God bless you.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about what brought you to Coconut Grove and why Berries. How did you find the place?
I mean, it was just it's a house on the side of the road, and you had a clientele, and we wanted to see if we could make it better. It just seemed like it was an easy thing to do. And of course, bought the land and held on, and then bought 2 houses and bought the restaurant next door, and now we
got the whole corner. You got a little empire
now we got
there.
the corner.
I do remember the
Yeah.
original Berries when they just had plastic bowls of fruit out front
Yeah.
and smoothies they made.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
You turned it into a full-fledged restaurant with, top-notch food now. And we'll talk about your food in a moment. What brought you into the restaurant business? How did you get into it?
Well, like everybody thinks when they go out to dinner, they're like, oh, I'd like to have my own restaurant. You know, I could do that. I could do that. You know, we could have the food like this, make the pasta, make the breads, all the different things goes through your mind. So I guess passion, something that you're passionate about and you think you can make a living at.
Okay. And Berries, it's an iconic location because when you're driving into the Grove from US 1 down 27th Avenue, you can't help but miss the neon sign right out front,
Yeah.
right across the street from the Burger King.
Yeah, that's how I say it is, right across the street from the Burger King. Yeah, I put the signs out there as big as I can. A lot of times things that are going on in the Grove, they're running to the Grove, they fly past us. So, we're a destination. If you don't know where it is, then you're going to drive right by, but it's a good location.
How would you describe your food? What kind of menu do you have for those that haven't
Creative
been there?
American, I'd say creative American. I mean, we have curry dishes. We make, really now I think I'm most proud of the place. And we roast our own coffee. We have like 5 different beans for the espresso. It's Haiti, Brazil, Guatemala, Costa Rica, and Colombian. And then just for the regular coffee, it's Colombian. And then our pizza is all wood burning, no gas assist in the back. And we do most of our business on brunch. Saturday and Sunday carries me.
Are you guys breakfast, lunch, and dinner?
Yeah, we do breakfast till 3. Felt that was the thing to do, So we do it every day till 3.
And then lunch. And how late are you open till in the evenings?
10, 11 on the weekends. Friday and Saturdays we're open till 11.
Very nice. I know you got a full bar there as well, don't you,
Yeah.
as well?
Yes, you're full liquor.
I mean, that place has really metamorphed into what it is today. I mean, you started with a fruit stand, then you added a house here,
Yeah.
and then there was a Spanish restaurant, I think, to the east that you wound up
Yeah, about
incorporating
that.
into it. How many seats do you have now?
About 300.
Okay, so we're going to take a look at some of your food in just a
Sure.
second, and maybe you can tell us a little bit about our viewers out there what we're looking at. But there's your iconic sign right there we talked about. You can't miss it at nighttime driving into Coconut
Yeah, I got
Grove.
it. Now it's programmed. It changes colors, so you can make it red.
I've been going to Berries myself, though, as a customer for many years. What are we looking at right
That's
here?
a Berries Merlot, which is a reduction of wine, and then we put in some different, we got raspberries and blueberries and strawberries, and you mix it up, and it actually sells really well.
You've got a South Florida flair to the restaurant. I know you got the bowls and stuff as well. You weren't originally from Miami, so you came down here, I guess, like a lot of people do, to go to the University of Miami.
Yeah.
And somehow you managed to stay many years later.
Yeah, I came down in '86 to go to UM and promptly failed out. Went to a military high school and then, came down here and then I was like, well, I got to stay, find something to do. So for a few years, I worked different jobs and then had some land and I sold it and I bought the land at Berries, and it was the best decision I ever made.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great story. Tell me about your signature items on the menu that if I had never been to Berries before, what are some of your must-go-to dishes that you would
Anything from
have?
the pizza. The pizza is just huge, super hot oven, and it just comes out so well. You know, that's a baked brie you have there. It's amazing. Anything from the pizza, we get everything. They ask is gluten free, but none of my breads, the flour that I use to make my breads, is enriched with folic acid or anything. It's all from Italy, so it's a different feel to the gut, you know, and
that's one of your pizzas right there.
Yeah, that's a delicious.
What you said they're wood fired
all
pizzas?
Wood, 100% oak wood. There's nothing gas or electric assisted. It's just wood.
Very nice.
Yeah, that's we're actually building another restaurant right now in the Redlands, and that one's going to be 100% everything wood.
Wow, very nice.
Excited.
What are we looking at here?
That's a panini. That's like a meat lover's panini, but yeah, the same thing. We make the breads, we cook it off in the oven. It's like probably one of our things that people like the most is the pizza oven.
Do you said Saturdays and Sundays clearly your busiest days?
Yeah, brunch is a zoo.
A
We
zoo,
have great
huh?
eggs Benedict, and everybody wants their eggs, and hang out with mom and drink mimosas.
One of the best things about your place, though, which is not too common in Coconut Grove, is you do have a lot of parking.
Yeah, it is. You have free parking, and that's important.
What do we have looking at now?
That is a chicken curry with a mango chutney on the side, and the way they cut the chicken is nice with a little jasmine rice, lots of peppers for color.
Who comes up with your dishes? Do you have an executive chef or are you involved with the new additions?
I do. I go out to dinner a lot, and I steal menus. Now I just take pictures, and taste and get blown away. I like Indian food. The curry is delicious. The creme brulee is phenomenal. We get a lot of compliments on our crab cakes. Use the jumbo lump.
That's your crab cake right there.
Yeah, you got to keep that on the menu. Every time you take it off, people go bananas.
But you're from Virginia, right? So you gotta bring a little bit of home to your menu.
Yeah, like a lot of Maryland crab cakes up there too.
Yeah.
But it sells well.
And I see we'll get. You also have for lunchtimes. You got lots of sandwiches and salads. I know as well.
Yeah, we do a ton of salads. I mean, what do we have? Mahi, tuna, salmon, skirt steak. We have T-bones on Thursdays, but a lot of people come for the wraps and the salads, so they keep coming. So try to keep the signature items on there, It's pretty much the same menu. It's like that's an issue is that the menu is so huge, and it's so the food cost is too.
Yeah.
But
24 years in the same location. It seems like, I grew up down here. I used to live in the Grove for a short period of time, and it seems like the staples of going into the heart of the Coconut Grove are Crook and Crook on the left, Burger King and Barry's. All three have been staples.
Yeah,
and Flanagan's, of course.
Yeah, I like it. The big dog in the middle of the Grove is Green Streets. He's done an amazing job there. So, now we have Scotty's and them down there. So, we're pretty big restaurants. We're top 4 in the Grove, as far as sales, and made a career out of it,
I tell you, the Grove, though, has really transformed itself over the last 5 years. It's just amazing what is going on there, the development and the traffic. I mean, it's not like you can create new highways into the Grove, and you're right on the outskirts, so it's easy to get to.
Yeah. A lot of times people will come and even park and then walk into the Grove. I'm like, come on, man, move the car.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's parking's an issue in the Grove. But they brought it back,
Yes, they did.
After they redid Cocoa Walk, and what's good for the goose is good for the gander.
It certainly changed everything. It certainly changed the real estate prices in Coconut Grove. What are we looking at right now?
That's a chimichanga, which is just rice and beans, sour cream, guacamole, salsa. We have a homemade salsa. You use the Haas avocados for your guacamole, and a couple peppers, a little jasmine rice and beans and chicken.
You guys are open breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That's a long day that you guys are in operation.
Yeah, we have like 3 brothers that work there. One opens and one closes. The Castro brothers. They do great. So it's a family restaurant. We got like 60, 70 employees, and it's a nice spot.
There's a breakfast dish.
Waffle
Speaking of
sells
breakfast,
well. Yeah, people
You see, you still stick to your roots with the fresh fruit that Barry's was known for
yeah.
back in the day.
You have to. That's it used to be the juice bar.
Yeah.
And then
With a lot of bikes out front, bikers.
yeah, used to be a lot spot for that. That's a salmon right there. I like the way that salmon goes with the green beans and the carrots. You know, I mixed it up. Like the other day with the mahi, I'm like, we got rid of some stuff and changed it up, and you just get inspired when you go out to dinner.
You know, the one thing about Barry's that you've stayed true to the Coconut Grove roots is that it's really mostly open air dining.
Yeah.
Which is what people really enjoy. That's when I think of Coconut Grove, I think of all the shaded areas and all the open air and a feeling of freshness. And you guys have stayed true to your roots with that.
Yeah, we put the tarp up there, you know, the big awning. It's so you get the liquor license, you needed to put a roof on the place, and then you could do it. So that awning, that's the baked brie. That's the prettiest thing on the menu.
The baked brie.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah, those look nice.
The filet dough on top of a wheel of brie with little toasted almonds and honey. Pericone used to do pistachios, and then actually stole that idea from Deli Lane. You know, I got to give him props.
I remember Deli Lane in South Miami.
Yeah, I got to give him props for that. And then put but it's very nice. It's got like a 60% food cost on that dish, but it's pretty.
Well, you seem to know your food quite well, and your roots. Speaking of getting your liquor license, that's a good-looking Bloody Mary.
Yeah, we actually won Best Bloody Mary. I think it was like 2022 or something like that, 2021 or something. We make our own Bloody Mary mix. You know, we've tried it in the past with other people, but you have to make it from scratch, or it's not the same.
Coconut Grove Art Festival, is that still your busiest week of the year?
Yeah. February is the boat show, the art show. You know, it brings people out. I mean, the busiest day of the year is Mother's Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that art festival has got to be good for business.
It does. It brings in people.
I could see the traffic now stacked up on US 1.
That's the issue, is that when they usually have that, a lot of my customers are avoiding the Grove that day.
Sure.
So, cause we have people there every day.
Yeah.
You know, that's we don't advertise. So if you don't know where it is, you know.
It's hard to miss it. If you 27th Avenue is one of the main thoroughfares in the Coconut Grove. Hard to miss. What do we have here? It looks like creme brulee.
Yeah. We actually get the beans from Tahiti, the vanilla beans, to make it. It's then just a little sugar on top, and you hit it with the torch. It's nice. It's a nice dish.
If you weren't in the restaurant business, you ever give me thoughts what else you'd be doing?
I don't know, you know. Like right now, my next career is going to be a farmer. I'm going to do farm to table. So I got this farm in the Redlands, and I'm going to start bringing at least the chickens and the eggs to Barry's. You know, we go through like 15,000 eggs a month, so gonna need a lot of chickens.
You need a whole roost there.
Yeah, you need like 800 chickens.
That.
Yeah, it's like 500 a day.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
So you do the farm to table thing.
Yeah, you're allowed agro-tourism. And that's the new ad in the Redlands. As long as you have 5 acres, you can do an agro-tourism. So.
No, I know you live in the Grove as well. Are you surprised by how that whole area has exploded? I mean, it really was quiet for some time. You know, you had the rise of South Beach and Coral Gables, but I think there's no place hotter right now than Coconut Grove.
Yeah, it's Wynwood had its time too. A lot of things, what they do is they give these artists, these chefs, like free rent, and then they make a place. You know, it starts to grow, and then the whole idea was to develop it, and then they knock it down and they kick them out, or they can't afford the rent. You know, we were talking about that earlier. Like, you got to buy the land and you got to be there. The two key things in the restaurant business is buy the land and be there. I don't care how good your food is, you're not going to be there if you don't have a lease. Like, it's a very long time.
Yes, it is. And it goes quick. 7-year lease goes very quick.
Insane. I wouldn't do it.
What are we looking at now?
I said chop chop. We actually make the pita. We use a brown rice from Japan, and then with miso paste, and we get from Japan. And then we have the homemade pita that we make in the wood-burning oven, and people love it.
What's your favorite item on the menu, personally? What is your go-to dish if you're going in there for lunch?
I love a skirt steak. I make them the way that we make the mashed potatoes. They're a little lumpy because I want people to know that I use real potatoes. So I always don't over whip them. Use a nice Idaho potato. The fish we buy from a really nice source. Patagonia is a company. You see the black trucks. They have super high high end. So I don't even price stuff out. I just gimme. I use the same produce guy, use the same fish guy. It's it's more consistent that way.
What would you attribute your success or your longevity at Barry's to?
Buying that land.
Well,
Yeah, keep
but
free
you could,
parking.
listen,
Yeah,
you could own your land, you could own your real estate, you could have a great chef, but there's been plenty of people that have had that formula that haven't made it. Obviously, you've won your customer base over a long period of time.
Yeah, the secret is not to say no to your customers too much. I have a problem with some of the cigarette smokers because they just, it's like you have to tell you can't light a cigarette in another restaurant.
But then they say they were outside.
Yeah, then that's what the comment is. So usually I just walk up and take it out of their mouth and then avoid the problem, walk away,
Nothing like being politically correct, right? That's another pita dish, or is that the pita chop we just talked about?
Chop.
That's the chop. Yeah. Gotcha. No more expansion for Barry's, because you've expanded about as much as you possibly can.
No. We're thinking about right now maybe doing a development there and staying on the bottom, And I think I'm gonna gear it more towards a grocery store aspect. Like if you remember during the pandemic, they had everybody that was busy was grocery stores, liquor stores,
Sure.
and supermarkets. So I think that getting the farm will enable me to, give people nice meat that hadn't been vaccinated.
You also mentioned a brewery on site.
Yeah, we have an
Tell me a
on-site
little bit
brewery.
about that.
That's nice, man, because we do a lot with the water. It's only 4 ingredients, and water's 90% of it. So I got like a $20,000 reverse osmosis system I put in, and then we have to remineralize the water just because, So I think my beer is top notch.
And who is the brewmaster? Who comes up with the recipes for your beers?
We have a guy, Todd Space. He has his own brew school, and we run it with him and kind of like a joint venture with him. And we just literally got our first beer done. Now we have 3 more to do because we have 4 serving tanks, so it's fresh beer. It's never in a keg, So it's different. It's just fresh beer.
And where can your customers get it? Only at
Barry's.
At
Yes,
Barry's.
yes.
You serve it there. That's it.
That's it.
You don't bottle it. You don't ship it. You don't sell it elsewhere.
Nope, just there.
And
Just
it's on
fresh
tap,
beer.
huh?
Yep.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's delicious.
You've been there 20 plus years. Do you see yourself continuing to run a restaurant another 20 years? Or do you have other
I do.
ideas?
I plan on making the menu a little smaller. It'll be farm to table, Maybe I'll have duck on the menu. But it'll be a duck from my farm, or chicken from my farm, And if it doesn't come from my farm, then it'll come from another farmer that I know. I'm real big on a few ingredients. It's like fresh fish. How do you get fresh fish? You got to look in the eyes, look in the gill. You know what I mean? If not, you're getting something it's frozen.
Yep.
So the same thing with cow or a chicken. You got to get it fresh, and not really into killing things, but somebody's got to do it.
I understand. It's really an amazing story though, because you're a local restaurant that survived all the big chains that have come through the Grove the last 20 years that have come and gone. And you guys are still standing. I mean, I remember when there was a Hooters in Coconut Grove, right?
Yeah.
Dan Marino's was in Coconut
Dan
Grove.
Marino's.
There was so many places.
Yeah.
The big boys that came to town
Yeah.
that didn't make it as long as you.
Yeah, you had to weather the storm because every time something new opens up, a lot of your customers will go over there and then you come. But, we're a family restaurant, it's like huge tables and chairs and it's a big spot. So, the kids all love it. They bring their dog, service dogs only, and it's a local spot. I get described as kind of like Cheers,
Yeah.
So we like that,
When I think of Coconut Grove and my time when I used to live there, the only staples left are Barry's and the old Loggerhead, which is now everyone knows as Flanagan's, right?
Yeah. The Loggerhead is awesome. I used to work there for 3 years. Best boss I ever had was Jimmy Flanagan.
Is that right?
Yeah, best boss ever.
Well, so it's in your blood, the restaurant
Yeah, I
business.
learned a lot from that man.
Yeah. They've done it for a long time.
Oh, yeah, he
and
does a great job over there.
They're a South Florida institution.
Yes.
what they did, they've stayed true to their roots.
Yeah, they're amazing.
Which is what you guys have done at Barry's.
Thank you.
Well, I appreciate your time here. As always, it's Barry's in the Grove.
Yes.
24 years. That's a long time to be in one location. Fresh food. We know your commitment to the freshness. Great bar drinks, and we will have to pop on in. It's right off of 27th Avenue, and when you're heading into Coconut Grove, and if you don't know where that is, it's right across from the Burger King in the Grove, which has been there probably for 50 years, right?
Yeah, something like that.
All right, Robert. Well, Robert Snider from Barry's in the Grove. We appreciate you for coming on the South Florida Food Chat, and we will continue with more right here after this. I'm Randy Kassewitz, and thank you for tuning in.